Hello and welcome to the second presentation in the Nuage Networks SD-WAN for Retail series, a branch store provisioning demo. In the previous presentation we have identified multiple challenges and we have shown how Nuage Networks can help address them. Today I want to bring up one of those challenges, which is connecting a new retail location to the existing infrastructure. One of the common issues that we face when connecting a remote branch is provisioning a reliable networking connection for it. The typical solution is to provision a dedicated MPLS circuit. There are several aspects to be taken into consideration in this case. First, the MPLS circuits have very limited bandwidth and increasing it could drive the costs up. Second, setting up an MPLS circuit is complicated and takes time. An alternative to dedicated MPLS circuits are broadband internet connections. They are cheaper and usually provide a higher bandwidth. Using Nuage Networks SD-WAN, we can combine multiple internet links or even mix them with existing MPLS connections. The control plane will take care of dynamically establishing encrypted tunnels to keep the data secure. However, in the situations where a connection is not yet provisioned in the branch, Nuage Networks SD-WAN can provide connectivity from day one over an LTE internet connection. Later, when the broadband circuit is provisioned, the LTE can be used either as a secondary link or a backup. It is also worth mentioning that the solution offers dual SIM support. This is useful if we want to ensure a stable connection, even in case of a cellular provider failure. In today's presentation, we are going to demonstrate how simple it is to onboard a new retail location. The topology currently consists of a data center and two remote locations. The data center is running a hybrid cloud environment containing a mix between microservices and regular VM-based business applications like inventory management system, HR, IT infrastructure, and others. The retail branches have points of sale, back office PCs, and other business devices connected to the local network. Now we will connect a third store in the existing network. We will start by configuring a new branch in the central management system. Then we'll deploy and bootstrap the network services gateway. We'll provision in-branch networks and devices, and finally we will connect the branch to the retail network. Before jumping into the demo, I would like to say a few words about the WAN connectivity options. As mentioned in one of the previous slides, the SD-WAN solution is perfectly capable of connecting the remote location using different WAN circuits simultaneously. We can use broadband, LTE, internet connections, and even private MPLS circuits. Each of those connection types supports encryption as well. Also, dual SIM LTE connection is supported to help protect against network failure in case of a cellular provider malfunction. This being said, let's move into the demo. As previously discussed, the demonstration will consist of 4 steps. The current status of the platform is we have a data center and 2 branches connected to it. In the first step, we will add the new branch to the central management system. In the second step, we will deploy and bootstrap the NSG. Next, we will provision in-branch networks and the end-user devices. And finally, we'll securely connect the branch to the retail network. Before starting to provision the branch, I will connect to a PC in that branch and try to access a portal running in the data center. This is to demonstrate that currently there is no connection between the remote location and the data center. You may see that the connection fails. We will proceed now to the first step, provisioning the branch in the management system. This is the interface of the Nuage Networks Virtualized Services Director. To provision a new remote location, we navigate to the Infrastructure tab and click on the NSG icon. We may see the already provisioned branch 1 and branch 2. We will add a third branch, call it branch 3, and define the installer. I would like to pause here for a second to discuss the different bootstrapping options. The Nuage Networks SD-WAN solution provides 3 ways of bootstrapping. Zero-factor bootstrap is when the appliance during the bootstrap is identified by one of its attributes. Single-factor bootstrap is when the installer that activates the device receives an email, then connects a laptop to the NSG appliance and clicks on the link in the email. Dual-factor bootstrap is the same as the single-factor, except an additional SMS is sent to the installer with a security code. Since anyone can bootstrap the appliance, this is done to make sure that the installer is actually allowed to do it. In this demo, we will be using the single-factor bootstrapping method. Now, the branch instance is created in the management system, and we will move to the second step, which is deployment and bootstrapping of the NSG. Our appliance is already installed and we will need to bootstrap it. We will do this by connecting to the same PC in the branch. When checking the email, we can see that there is a new activation message that has arrived. We click on the link inside the email and it takes us to the activation page. Next, we confirm that the information shown is correct and we click on Activate. In several seconds, we see that the device has been activated successfully. Heading back to the VSD, we see that it has become green. This means that the control plane connection has been established. This takes us to the third step, provision in-branch networks and devices. The physical devices are already there, so we will need to ensure that they can successfully use the NSG. For this, we need to provision VLANs on the NSG access ports. We will start by provisioning VLAN 320. This is the VLAN that we are using for back-office PCs inside the branch. We will similarly provision the rest of the VLANs. To keep the demo shorter, we will do this offline. We can see that all the VLANs have been provisioned. Now we move to the fourth and the final step in the demo, connect the branch to the retail network. This is what will enable the branches to have connectivity with the data center. For this, we navigate to the Networks tab and we start creating the networks. We create one network in the branch PC zone. This network corresponds to branch 3 and it will provide connectivity for the back-office PCs. We create the subnet, we call it branch 3 back-office PC. We give it the right IP address allocation and we click on Create. After the branch has been created, we need to bridge it to the previously created VLAN 320. That is used for back-office PCs in branch 3. We drag a new bridge vport and we select the right VLANs. We have connected the back-office PC to the retail infrastructure. In the same way, we will add the rest of the subnets. Again, in the interest of time preservation, I will not show the creation of all the subnets, but will skip ahead to the fully created infrastructure. We can see that the branch subnets are created and the corresponding VLANs are bridged. By bridging the NSG VLANs to these specific domains, we also apply the domain security policy to those VLANs in the branch. Another presentation in this series talks in more detail about the security policy in Nuage Networks SD-WAN solution. Please make sure to watch that to learn more about security templates. Now that we have established connectivity between the new location and the data center, let's check if our portal responds. We can see that the inventory platform is up and reachable from the branch PC. In conclusion, we have seen during this demo how easy it is to bring up a new branch location in a retail business infrastructure using Nuage Networks SD-WAN. By simply bootstrapping and connecting a network gateway to the existing infrastructure, we have enabled secure connectivity with the new branch. In the case of a legacy one, a private circuit needs to be provisioned. This causes months of delay, apart from being very expensive and low bandwidth. The downtime caused by this is unacceptable in a modern retail business. Even when the connectivity is operational, a qualified network engineer needs to be sent on site to configure the connection. This is expensive and time-consuming. The legacy one is not as scalable and difficult to manage because of the distributed management and control planes. In a Nuage Networks SD-WAN environment, all you need to do is to ship the CPE device to the branch. Anyone can plug it in and activate it. In the absence of a network connection, the branch can still function from day one using an LTE connection. If multiple connection options are available, they may either be used simultaneously or in active backup mode. There is no need to have qualified staff on site, and managing is simple because it is centralized and policy-based. For more information on the retail business solutions provided by Nuage Networks, please check the links in the description of this video and stay tuned for the following presentations.